Hello, Gemini. Oh, hey. I hope you have had an awesome start to your 2019 and you had a really just lush and luxurious Christmas season, festive season, whatever it is that you believe, whatever it is you celebrate. I just hope you had some time off, some time away to rest, because I know that things have been quite intense for you, Gemini. As I was feeling into your energy, I'm feeling like there's been quite a lot of spiritual awakening and a lot of old patterns and beliefs that have fallen away, or that have come to light, and you are really shifting to a completely new state. Like you're alchemically changing and it's a really beautiful process, but I know that it's not always easy, and it's quite tiring, so I hope you have had some time to rest. I am Taryn and this is my new channel, The Luminary Tarot. Thank you so much for watching. So I just wanted to hop on here and do a general reading for the new year. So thinking about the energy that you want to start to move into, what you want to start to move away from, and how you're going to get there, how you're going to start to reach your highest potential, how you're going to kick all those goals like I know Gemini loves to do, because you guys are goal people and it's amazing. You're such hard workers. So as I was saying, there's been like a real shift and some things brought to light, some things that maybe you didn't really consider before, but now it's really coming to this place of taking your power back, like taking your space back. Gemini is an air sign, but the space that you create around you is so important, and I think maybe in the past it's been quite influenced by a lot of negative or toxic energy, toxic people, toxic working environments, and now it is time to reclaim that space, to take your power back, baby, because it is 2019 and it's time to move on and get some freaking balance. So let's do a couple more shuffles here, see if there's anything else before we get started. Also, I'm really feeling as though there has been more of a shift out of your mind and into your feelings. That could also be why you are kind of waking up to all of these things that you didn't really consider. You never really thought about it that way before because you were always in the thinking, and now all of a sudden all of these feelings are coming up, and it's like, what do I do with all these feelings? But you feel them. That's what you do, Gemini. You just feel them. And you allow yourself to know that just because it's not logical, sometimes you have such a thing about being logical, doesn't mean that it's not worthy. So that's just something to think about as we move into this reading. I want to start this reading off with a message from your guides, a message from those energies that conspire for your highest good at all times, and just some energy to start to think about as you move forward into this next cycle. And that, please rewind this video to the beginning and see that this card is at the bottom of the deck, because this is exactly what I'm saying. There has been something that has happened for you, Gemini, something that has awakened your intuition, that has awakened your spirituality, and a little bit more depth, way more depth than just the normal surface thoughts, the normal surface interactions. There's something that's gone way deep into you, and it's really bringing up a lot of feeling now, and it's really just time to trust yourself and learn how to listen to and be guided by your instinct and your intuition, instead of always having to be in your head and know how to plan out rationally. So this is a really, really lovely way to start. This is energy that you really want to start to cultivate as you move into 2019. On that note, we have to think also now, as you move toward that, what is it time to maybe move away from? What is it time to leave behind in the past? And that is, rejoice and celebration. So this is the Three of Cups, and this is not just about this actually can be about partying, letting go of needing other people to validate your existence or validate what you're doing all the time, and always needing to be out and be about. It's more now about listening to yourself. This is not about distracting yourself with people, with things, with substances. This is more about actually coming into a deeper spiritual maturity and really allowing yourself to be guided and expand. And that may mean letting go of some people in your life. May mean letting go of some situations and some like letting go of some, like party friends. I feel like it's party friends, or like maybe even just letting go of people that are just there for a good time. Like it's now time to align with the people that are going to be, the people who push you forward and help you to grow and challenge you and call you out on your shit. Gemini, you're good at calling other people out on your shit, but you need people who will do that for you as well. And if you're only surrounding yourself with people who are just like, yeah, let's party, it's not going to help you grow. And that's going to be something that you really have to start to think about and move into this year. Because it's going to be a big one. And so let's now see what you can start to move toward to align and to achieve your highest potential, to align with that highest good for yourself. Patience and the waiting game. So this card has come out so often. This is actually, so this card is a 2, and this is another 2. So both of these cards firstly speak to finding balance, knowing the duality, so knowing that there's a time to grow and there's a time to die and there's a time to live and there's a time to rest and there's a time, there's a time for everything. There are seasons and there are cycles, and this is really speaking about like how, because of this whole new upheaval, this new sense of feeling, this new sense of being, this new way that you are looking at your life, it's going to take some patience, and it's going to take maybe a little bit of time treading some unfamiliar territory, things that you're not really used to feeling, things you're not really used to doing, but all in good time, all with the right kind of approach, and a steady approach, like not just rushing into everything, but allowing yourself to take a step back from situations, maybe take a step back from some people's, from some things that in the past may have been a little bit more influential on you, and now it's time to just you take yourself back and look at your own spiritual journey, your own way of being, and how you want to start to proceed and how you want to start to move forward and away from anything that's been holding you down in the past. Because yeah, Gemini, you are a really, like, you're a really open and adventurous kind of soul. But if you surround yourself with energies that are kind of all over the place, you get really, you allow that air element really does start to shift and kind of throw you around, and it becomes quite turbulent. So allowing yourself to ground a little bit more this year is going to be important for you. And so now the energy that you want to start to focus on as you move into this next cycle, this next season. Oh, wow, how interesting. 1, awareness. Oh, so above it sits the 2, intuition. And below it is awareness. So what does intuition begin with? Awareness. I'm so sorry. There's like a fly just running across my screen. I'm on a farm, so there are a few little like crazy critters running around and making sounds. So please just bear with me. But this is the most beautiful card, because now you are being like, you're really being shown a completely new way, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of feeling, and a new way of doing. This card is representative of the magician in the traditional tarot deck, which means that you have all of the tools at hand that you need to succeed. Like everything that you need is within you. And that is an awareness that I feel as though you may be coming into. And it can be kind of scary, especially if you've been in a place where you think that you need other people to whatever, to make you feel good, to make you feel happy, to make you feel, but you don't. You have everything that you need inside of you, and you really need to allow yourself space to cultivate that and to allow it in and to bring it in for yourself, which is absolutely incredible. It's a really, really beautiful way to just initiate and to just go out onto a spiritual journey. And that is what we are all on. We are on a spiritual journey pretty much at every moment. We're just at different stages. but knowing how to respect and trust your journey is also going to be a really big key. So let's see what the theme for your year is for 2019. The theme, the lesson is sacrifice. See, so this is again, and this is sitting now below this. So it is going to take a sacrifice, Gemini. It's going to take maybe letting go of this thing that's felt comfortable and that you're used to. You know how to go out and have a good time with the people. You know how to go and just like kind of distract yourself with things and people and stuff and adventure. But it's going to take a different perspective this time around. It's going to take a little bit more solitary introspection and like self-inquiry for you to be able to really like move into your highest potential, to move into a space of knowing and flowing. This is talking about really flowing with the seasons of life, and like maybe things are a little bit uncertain, but you know how to flow, you know how to just go with it, you know how to navigate the change, because that's the only thing that is really certain in this life, is that things are going to change. They can't stay the same. You can't keep going back to those same people and doing those same things, because if you do what you always did, you're going to get what you always got, and you are not a person that wants that. You want something new. I know it. You're adventurers. You are seekers. So it's time to seek something different, and that means having a different perspective as well. So now let's think about the future opportunities and energies that you want to start to attract and draw in toward you as you move in with this different perspective, with this new awareness. That truth, being honest with yourself. This is a Gemini card. This is very much Gemini energy. This is like being so... like being in communication, not only with yourself but with the people around you, for what you need, what you feel, what you value. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with your family, your friends, whoever it is that's in your inner circle. They need to know you are being authentic and you are being true to yourself, because that's how you are standing in your power. That's where you get the most power from, is from being able to speak your mind as well. Like speaking your mind instead of staying in your mind as well. So yeah, it's going to take quite, again, like this is a very introspective journey, and it's all about you moving on, maybe with a little bit less baggage, with a little bit less attachment from other people, a little bit less expectation and weight on your shoulders from what everyone has put onto you. Now it's time for you to just free yourself and move toward your truth. I like it. I like it a lot. So now this is going to be the obstacle that you may face, and how to move on from it. How to allow yourself to shift and change destiny. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is fate. This is something that it's meant to happen. Like this is a cycle that it needs to complete itself. Like something needs to go and for something new to begin. For this journey to actually come into full fruition, you really need to allow those ways of the past, those old toxic beliefs, old toxic patterns, but mostly beliefs for you, Gemini, I feel, is because you are people who are in your head, and you think a lot, and you got a lot going on up here, and so maybe you have a lot of like ingrained or preconceived beliefs, things that have been programmed into you, and maybe they're not even your things. They're not even things that you believe anymore. It's time to take stock of those things, because those cycles are going to need to come to an end for you to step into this new spiritual awareness, this new greatness, and this new cycle of expansion and truth, and really being able to speak what you feel and what you know, instead of just staying in going in circles in your head. And that's awesome. So I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little cold. So the next card is going to be how you can start to foster healthier and more loving relationships, especially as you move into this. This is all about you, firstly, being in a very deep and truthful relationship with yourself, number one. And then any other relationship that's going to come into your life, it also has to be very deep and truthful, and you have to know that the people that are around you are aligned with you. They are supposed to be in your circle. How to foster more loving relationships with yourself and others? By looking at your shadow, by looking at your light and your dark side, by really acknowledging all of those parts of yourself that maybe aren't that comfortable, or maybe you deem as like unworthy or unlovable, or maybe even like, well, it's just unacceptable. Like you can't have dark side. You can't have a dark side because you're a Gemini. No, you can have a dark side. You're a human, and you have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge, where you may tend to, where you may tend actually to not be willing to look at a bigger picture, where you actually may not be willing to see things from a different perspective, where you're actually keeping yourself stuck by holding on to the old beliefs. Like you want to hold it so tightly and it's yours. But it's something you just need to loosen the reins on, let it go. Like it's just because it's a belief that you may have had, it doesn't mean that it's the only way. Like there's more than one way, and this is really going to be a time of looking at yourself and looking at those patterns and those thoughts, those things that just they don't really belong anymore. They don't really align with you. They don't really serve in your life, and so why are they still there? It's going to really be time to actually take stock of that. So we're almost done, my love. Just one more card, and this is going to be a parting message from me to you. Just energy, something to think about as you move into 2019. And that is, yes, love this card. I love this card. The Emperor, or authority, taking power, taking control over your own life, knowing, like acting from a place of knowing, acting from a place of, just trusting, and from truth as well. Like this is a person that's not taking any shit. They know who they are. You know where you're going, what you want, and how you're going to get it, because you are standing in your own power, you're standing in your own wisdom, and you are allowing yourself to be fully truthful. That is all for you right now, my dear Gemini. I really wish you all of the best on this journey, because it is a beautiful one, and it is, as I was saying, a highly, highly spiritual awakening. So rest as you need, take time for yourself, and just really trust the process. Enjoy the journey, because that is the best part. There is no greater joy than in the journey that you are on. So I hope you have a beautiful intro to your 2019. I will be back in 2 weeks with another video, a different spread. Thank you so much for watching. This is a new channel, so I'd really appreciate if you could if you could subscribe, comment below, let me know if it resonated for you. If it didn't resonate, this is a general reading, so it's not for everybody. Catch and release. Just take what feels good and leave the rest. It's completely fine. Until next time, my love, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Lots of love. Namaste.